I am so sorry to my Black followers, Black Lolitas, the Black community, any person of color, as well as the Jewish community, that my actions have hurt. I never want to hurt any of you. I am extremely sorry for the way that I have interacted with social media. I accidentally liked a photo of a makeup influencer at the Capitol riots of the White House on January 6th, 2021. These riots were in support of Trump and led by many white supremacists. I have no memory of seeing this photo or liking it, and I would never do this intentionally. I am so sorry for everyone who saw the screenshot of this or will see it and thought that I supported this. I do not. I understand that seeing me interact with a post like this would be extremely hurtful, and I am putting severe boundaries on myself in the way that I use social media so that this never happens again. When I initially reacted to this screenshot, I wanted to dispute any claims that I supported this, and I did not consider how many people were hurt by this, and I did not address it, and I'm so sorry for that. I can imagine that seeing my name under such a hateful post and thinking that I supported it would cause a visceral reaction, and I should have addressed this immediately and apologized immediately. Please allow Black people, people of color, Jewish people, and any marginalized group by Trump and his followers to be hurt by this. Please do not defend me and try to convince them to feel any certain way. If this does not affect you, please do not speak over people who were hurt by it. This has taught me a lot, and please listen to them. They have every right to be heard. I am not going to show the photo that I accidentally liked because I am afraid that the person who owned it might try to claim this video. And I'm not monetizing this video, so I'm not afraid of losing revenue. It's that I don't want this video to be taken off of YouTube. I want this information to be available so that we can all learn from this. I should be aware of the media that I am consuming and interacting with. It is my responsibility. When I saw the screenshot, I had no memory of seeing the photo, which really scares and upset me. I should not have let this pass through my consciousness without immediately unfollowing the person and not liking it. I had a bad habit of quickly scrolling through my Instagram and liking everything in my feed, which I am not going to do anymore. I have since unliked and unfollowed the person, and I am in a place of privilege as a white person that I can make this mistake without causing immediate danger to my safety. Whereas Black people and people of color do not have this privilege. Upon reacting and addressing this, I did not consider the severity that hateful content like this can have and the very real danger that it can cause. It is my responsibility to keep up with who I am following and the content that I am engaging with. I initially asked others to let me know if you see that I am engaging with or following people who support Trump, and I now know that this is my responsibility alone. It is not the responsibility of other people to vet who I am following. I am going to take some time to really go through and be aware of who I am following. I understand that because of my large following and algorithms, what I interact with gets pushed up more, and I am so sorry to contributing to this post being seen by more people. And I need to be more proactive in how I use this privilege and the responsibility that I have having a large following. I follow a lot of people on social media for outfit and makeup inspiration, and I don't always know their political stance. But I don't want to support anyone who supports Trump or white supremacy. I do not support Trump or white supremacy. I am not always aware of what is going on in the United States, and I am so sorry if I have ever made you feel that I don't care, because I do, and I want to be more informed, and I want to be more proactive. I want to acknowledge that this is a privilege for me to be unaware, as someone who lives in Canada and as a white person. There are horrible racist issues within Canada that I have also been ignorant toward. I also want to be more aware and more proactive in supporting marginalized groups within Canada. I am so sorry for everything everyone is going through who does not have this privilege of ignorance, because for some people this is affecting their everyday lives and safety. I want to share more information so that I can properly apologize for this, as well as my past ignorance. In the past, I have appropriated and benefited from Black culture, by not researching the history behind memes and poses before recreating them, and I am so sorry for my ignorance. This pose is known as a prison pose, rap squat, or jail pose, and I was unaware of its origins from prison culture as well as Black culture. I learned this pose from Magic the Gathering memes and recreated it several times throughout the years without knowing its origins. I am so sorry for recreating this pose without knowing its history, and I am going to take time to delete any instance of me doing this pose from my social media. I also benefited from Black culture when I recreated the Harlem Shake and made a Lolita version. I did this because it was a trending meme, but I did not look into the origins of where it came from, and I am so sorry that I did this. I have since taken this video down. I know that both of these incidents have hurt people and probably made it seem that I was making jokes at the expense of Black culture, and I am so sorry for that. I am so sorry for both of these incidents, and I am so sorry for not doing the appropriate research before making this content. That is my responsibility as both a creator and as a public figure within the Lolita community. I have not been loud enough with my stance against Gothic Lolita Wigs. By not being loud, I am complicit with their harmful behavior, and I have let them benefit from my past posts and use of their wigs. I do not support Gothic Lolita Wigs, Rockalash, Rockstar Wigs, or any other brand or company associated with their parent company, Dollux. Among their brands, Dollux has used skin lightening techniques in photography and photo editing to lighten the skin of their Black models as well as their dark-skinned models. I do not stand by these practices. I think that it is extremely hateful and harmful towards the Black community, people of color, and I also sympathize with the models involved because I'm sure that it has affected their mental health, but they may be unable to speak due to contracts. The Rockstar Wigs brand also released a wig that I am not comfortable saying the name of, but this term is often used to stereotype Black women as immodest, sexually deviant, and uncivilized. Rockstar Wigs also used common racist stereotypes in the advertising for this wig line. I do not support their advertising tactics, I do not support the use of this word, and I do not support Rockstar Wigs. In 2015, I was in talks with Gothic Lolita Wigs to possibly become a brand ambassador for them, and at this time, I was not aware of any of their racist behavior. I was involved with one promotional photo shoot for them, and before those photos were released to the public, I was made aware of some of this information. When I brought up these concerns with the company and wanting to distance myself from them, they repeatedly contacted me trying to dispute this information and made me feel unsafe to speak about them publicly because of a contract I had signed with them. At this time, the company had my home address as well as my phone number. I was able to get out of becoming a brand ambassador for them, but they still own the photos that they took of me and still are able to use them. I stayed quiet for a long time and continued to use their wigs out of guilt because of the way that they had made me feel when speaking to me. However, in 2016, I moved to Canada and I no longer live at the address that they have, and I do not have the phone number that they have. And I should have spoken about this much sooner. I now understand a lot more about defamation laws than I did then. I should have made my stance against them known much sooner and without people prompting me for it, and I am so sorry for that. I have deleted my past photos on Instagram that supported them, and I am going to go through my YouTube videos and do the same. I am so sorry that there are photos of me that the brand still owns and may still use, and I am looking into ways that I can stop them from using them. When I used Tumblr, someone contacted me privately asking to share a post about a school shooting that affected people of color. I completely dismissed and silenced them, and I am so ashamed and embarrassed of the way that I treated this situation, and I am so sorry. This was an extremely privileged and ignorant way to respond to this person, and I am so sorry that I spoke to you this way. I have learned so much since I have answered this response, and I would never treat a situation like this in this way now. I am not exactly sure when this was from, but I don't stand by my content on Tumblr anymore. I know that I was in a place of ignorance and privilege that I'm so sorry if I responded to anyone else in this way and made you feel dismissed or silenced. I know there are also posts on my Tumblr that support Gothic Lolita Wigs, and I don't think that my Tumblr content really supports my overall channel or me anymore. I very much want to delete this account since it is inactive, but I don't have access to it currently, and I am working towards doing that. In 2018, I made a post on Facebook asking for submissions from Black Lolitas as well as Black people who wear J fashion, and I wanted them to share their stories and any struggles they may have faced with alternative fashion. After making this post, I received private messages from friends as well as moderators of Black J fashion communities expressing concerns with this video. Even though I had not planned to monetize this video, there were things that I would gain from making it, such as views and subscribers, and that did not seem right. They also mentioned that the content that I would be receiving to use, there may be nuances that I don't understand, and it could spread harm to the Black community. Because of this, I decided to postpone the project indefinitely due to the concerns that were brought up to me. I definitely should have been more involved with the Black Lolita community and Black J fashion communities before 2020, and I am so sorry that I did not do more in between that time. In 2020, a group of Black Lolitas created a series called the Kawaii Melanin Collab, and in these series, I think that they address these issues and these topics, specifically in the playlist Life as a Black Lolita. I don't think that I should make my original video idea, and instead I very much want to uplift the channels of the creators behind the Kawaii Melanin Collab project, but with their consent, because I understand that some of them may be hurt by my actions and not wish to associate with me or my channel anymore. And that is okay. Please do not guilt anyone into feeling any differently. Please allow these Lolita content creators as well as anyone else hurt by this to be hurt, and please don't speak over them or try to change their mind. DeeDeeZeta, or DeeDeeZeta, I'm not sure, is a Lolita who makes YouTube videos and is very active on Instagram. Recently, photos of her have been circulating wearing paraphernalia that is very upsetting and was brought to my attention. I was unaware of these photos when I have supported DeeDeeZeta in the past, and I will not support her in the future. I need to apologize for using her in the past as references for Lolita fashion because she had used the hashtag #LovelyLoreVideo. I am going to go through my past videos where she appears and use the YouTube editor blur feature to blur her out of those videos. I understand how hard and difficult photo associations can be, and I don't want to cause any harm to viewers. Please allow me some time to do this because it does take a little bit of time to go into effect. I do not support DeeDeeZeta, and I will not be using her as a Lolita reference in the future. I do not know if there's a way for me to remove her posts from the #LovelyLoreVideo hashtag, but I have blocked her so I don't see them anymore, and I encourage anybody who is hurt by them or hurt by seeing her to block her as well, because it will also remove her from your feeds entirely. I am so sorry for using DeeDeeZeta as a Lolita reference. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I am so thankful to everyone who has taken the time to educate me and talk to me. I know that it is not your responsibility, but it has helped me so much, and I am so grateful to you. If you are in a place of privilege, specifically my white followers, please reflect on more ways that we can make the Lolita community a safer and more inclusive space. Please listen to Black people, people of color, as well as Jewish people, and listen to their experiences and feelings. Please do not speak over them. Everything I have mentioned in this video, I am going to put into action now and continue to moving forward. All I want with my content is to make Lolitas feel supported, and I am so sorry that there are large areas where I have failed you. I am going to do more research, take more responsibility, and uplift Black Lolitas and their content with their consent by sharing and supporting them. I am committed to listening and taking more action to make this channel, as well as the Lolita community, a safer and more inclusive place.